everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Falcons going up against the Cowboys. With that, we'll send you out to Arlington, Texas. Here's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and Mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Dallas Cowboys. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll come out in the pistol. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And some room to work. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 64 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. The very first play from scrimmage, how about that? Talk about setting a tone.
And people always talk about doing exactly that in the first 5 minutes of the game, the first offensive and defensive series. Who's going to gain an advantage? Well, we saw exactly what happened there. A tone was definitely set by the offensive team.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. On first down, Ryan. Got a man and he hits him in stride. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down the numbers. throws. There he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. Back to the air, Ryan after the pick six. And complete on the right side, it's Tammy. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed, I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you? Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
He completes it to Julio Jones. Over 1,400 yards last year for Jones. Just 6 touchdowns, but, of course, he had the big 300-yard game. However, when he was blanketed with coverage, he always opens things up for other guys, doesn't he?
He does, and that's what's benefited Atlanta's offense. Other guys were able to step up. In 2016, Mohamed Sanu stepped up and had his best year as a pro. Austin Hooper, as a young tight end, really developed down the stretch. And Taylor Gabriel, who had come over as a free agent from Cleveland, he really flourished. Actually led the team in touchdown catches. But there's only one Julio Jones, and you want to get the ball to him as much as possible.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Aldrick Robinson, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And here's a look at the starting offense.
Let's go!
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. And on the left side, he's got Witten. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Here we go!
On 1st and 10, Prescott drops it underneath to Elliott. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Ohio! Ohio! Here we go! Band 38! Band 38!
On second down, Elliott fighting through. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Partner, I know you call the play-by-play, but you know your ball. If I throw these numbers at you, all right, 6 yards shy of 2,000 of total yards from scrimmage for a rookie running back. What do you think?
Sounds like me in high school.
Sounds like you doing it, right?
It's really fascinating in what he was able to do. The thing for me, though, he did that as a rookie. Where do you go from here? I mean, can you keep going up from those numbers your sophomore campaign?
I think that you can. He's had examples of that preceding him in the NFL. Some guys who are in the Hall of Fame right now. Remember, he had 16 total touchdowns because it's not just his ability to run it. He can catch it out of the backfield as well. No one plays harder than this guy does, down in and down out. I think he's just going to keep getting better.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. He'll buy some time right. Room here to run. Past the 20. A big pickup there on the scramble. 31 yards.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
And now a first down following that long gain. Again, we'll see the pistol here. And the slot man goes in motion left. The inaugural carry for Darren McFadden. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. On second down, McFadden. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
They come out here in the eye. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. Now Ryan down around the goal line. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Carr. And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. Another pistol look here. They go to Elliott again. And they get to him quickly here as he stops right around the 13. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. To throw is Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
I'll plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So the defense gets the pick. The offense, Charles, they go backwards, but they do get 3 points.
Very happy to get to 3, but you know who's happier? The defensive team on the other side. They shut them down after the turnover.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. A gain of 6 there on first. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. On second down, here's Ryan. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Forced out to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. It'll go as a gain of 12. And it'll give the Falcons a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Alone to the right is Jones. From midfield now, here's Ryan. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
You know the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And for Coleman, if you combine the rushing and receiving yards, close to 1,000 last year. He had 8 touchdowns as well and was just really a great 1-2 combo with Devontae Freeman.
An outstanding one, and just think if he's on just about any other NFL team, he's probably the lead running back. And Devontae Freeman gets the bulk of the carries, but Coleman, when he does get his hands on the football, he really produces in a big way, speaking of the numbers you just gave.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Throwing. Prescott escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down. Trying to do a little too much. Getting outside of the pocket. And it results in a sack. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
A second down throw for Prescott. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
The reception good for 7. It's third down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. So for that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. First down carry by Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Come on, let's go! Ohio!
In motion right is Bryant. And they'll put Bryant in motion left. Again, it's Elliott. Bulldozes past him. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
They come out here in the eye. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
That's fielded in the end zone. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Now it's Ryan. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Second down, Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. So with 1 second left, and now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. So as they take it over, we step aside. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Give them 13 on the pickup there. And the Falcons are going to get a first.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
They go play action here on first down. And Jones has it over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And they're going to speed things up here. Ryan. And he fires one incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And that'll bring up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Now Ryan. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Mohamed Sanu from 19 yards away. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They come out here in the eye. Prescott to throw it. Deep drop. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch. Especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Here we go. 38.
Here's Elliott. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Flex round. Flex round. Come on, let's go. Flex round. Flex round.
On the counter, Elliott. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. It appears he'll be a few inches short, so 9 yards on the gain officially, and it'll be third down. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
First down, a run with McFadden. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. One man in the backfield, Elliott.
Here we go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
Slot man moves right. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Watch left. Start right there.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott out left side here to Bryant. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at it and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now a play fake here on first down. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Ohio, let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38. Ringo. Flex round.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Paul Warlow in to make the tackle.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
Now Prescott rolling to his right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott, and it's 4th down. And the Cowboys will call on Dan Bailey here. And Bailey able to knock it through. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. Bailey now to kick this one away. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. David Irving in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion. One receiver left, three to the right. Third and long, it's Ryan. He's got time. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken from just outside the 30. A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points. But we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Here's Prescott. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was looking for Terrence Williams that time. And it's third down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's got room. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Williams, the man in motion left. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. On the tackle that time, Tyson Jackson. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
One man in the backfield, Elliott. And he'll get it up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back. Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. To throw is Prescott. He completes it to Bryant. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Let's go.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. From the pistol, a McFadden run. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Fourth quarter, 2-minute warning about to hit, and it looks like they're going to get one more play in.
Be interesting to see what they try and do on this play. Do they try and take a shot, or do they just try and get to the 2-minute warning?
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. 4 yards remaining now on second down. They come up in an offset eye. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And they'll lose yardage here. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Here we go. 38.
The give is to Elliott. And they'll get him down right around. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
It looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's eventually brought down, but not before he reaches the 39, just shy of the 40.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does in the best.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. David Irving in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. On 2nd down, Ryan. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
But this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations. Hard to vary it up and fool the defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over. And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Here we go. It's Ryan on 4th, and he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Sean Lee in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball.
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Terrence Williams, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
And to me, that's
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Going right side, he has Winton. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge. And someone...
Julio Jones all alone. The 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, his second touchdown of the night. And the Falcons get a bit closer.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Now, after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left, and that should be all over.
This is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Terrence Williams. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. So a little icing on the cake there. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Looking for his tight end, Witten, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Collins. And the defense stands tall. The two-point try is no good. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And solid field position here to